there you are, YouTube. Do. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Hey, it's October 30th. We got one more day till Halloween. Let's head to the Halloween movie advent calendar and find out what movie we're watching. Let's go!
One more day. Tomorrow is Halloween.
Yeah, it is October 30th. What are we watching today?
Can I go to bed right now?
We just woke up.
No.
What's that? Speak no evil.
That does not seem scary. It means like somebody's telling you not to be evil.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. This is about... Actually, I don't know what it's about. I've never seen it before, so I know nothing about it. Excited to see it, though. I didn't like that. I didn't like that movie. Obviously well made. Very well made. But it's, and it's shocking, unexpected. It's a Danish and Dutch film, as far as I know. And they did a remake, so, I'm watching the original one. And they did a remake here in the States, I think, with Professor Xavier. And, Mr. Tumnus. And I can't imagine the American version is anything like this. Because the American version was sort of marketed as a mainstream horror film. Like, we saw trailers for it, So, I can't, you can't, the stuff that was in that movie, you can't do that in the United States. Like, you can't put that out as a movie in the US. You can't do that as a mainstream movie where you're showing commercials for it on television and before films. That just doesn't happen here. So I'm guessing the American version is very different. Like, the same way like the end of the British Office and the American Office are different. British Office is bleak. Ours is hopeful and happy. That's what I'm guessing the American version. I don't know, though. I haven't seen the American version. Have you seen it? I'm curious. Did they change the ending in a very, in a way to please the American sensibility? My goodness, this movie was bleak. It was so uncomfortable and, I don't know, what's the word for it? I was just scared the whole time. Like, I was just like, ooh, uncomfortable. Like, I wanted dread. I think dread is what I was feeling. I just wanted to get out of there. I was like, let's turn this off and watch Ghostbusters instead. I was like, why did we put this in here? I don't want to watch this. It's like, another movie that sort of, this one was like better and more engaging, but it kind of reminded me of Human Centipede 2, where I was just like, I don't want to be watching this. But I think there actually were some issues with the film. There were. So, okay. It's these two couples with kids meet in Italy while on vacation, right? One's Danish, one's Dutch. And then one of them is, a little weird, but, seem like genuine, but they're just like, oh, very interested in what you have to say. Oh my goodness. And they're kind of off, but you're like, well, maybe they're just like extra sincere, kind people or something like that. And then once they go their separate ways, eventually the weird couple writes the normal couple, and they're like, hey, well, you want to come and visit? And then they do, and then everything kind of starts being a little strange. Like the normal wife is a vegetarian, and they knew this, or they learned it at least on the trip. And then here they're like, here, eat this wild boar. Sorry, all we have is meat or whatever. And, she should have reiterated, I think, like, oh, maybe you forgot I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. I don't do that. But it's politeness, being polite. And she's like, no, no. And he's like, oh, you got to try it. You got to try it. She never said I don't eat that, which is probably, well, no, I know it wouldn't have gotten the point across. But let's say everything was normal, that would have gotten the point across. But you ever seen Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and what is it, Skarsgård or whatever his name is? And you have James Bond, and James Bond is about to escape. Everything would have been fine if he would just escape. But then Skarsgård's all like, hey, come here for a second. And then James Bond knows he's bad. Daniel Craig knows this. And he just, out of politeness, comes back and then gets, tied up and tortured and everything. And that's like what this movie's doing. They're just being polite the whole time. Like, well, maybe this will just blow over. Maybe this will blow over. But there are problems with the movie because the good family sometimes yo-yos back and forth with how concerned they are, especially the way they wrote the mom. The entire time the mom is the one that's like, we need to get out of here. This is not normal. This is not normal. We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And then there's a moment when the dad realizes we got to get out of here. And he like wakes everybody up in the middle of the night. And she never questions. She's just like, oh, what? I'm just so tired. Okay, I guess I'll get in the car. I'll get in the car. And she's never like, wait, why is this happening? What happened? Tell me what happened. Why are we leaving early? Why are we ditching? I thought everything, you were saying everything was fine, but now you're trying to leave. Tell me what you saw that makes you agree with me. Like that didn't happen. So there's like one part that doesn't fully make sense in terms of like motivations and things like that. I don't know. Just a little problem with the writing, I think, but it was still very uncomfortable and an extremely bleak movie, and I'm never going to watch it again. I did not like that. I did not like that. Is it a good movie? Yes. I think it's well made. It's very effective in what it's trying to do, affecting your emotions and saddening your life. But I don't think I want to watch that again. But I might want to watch the American version, because the American version probably would have had an ending that maybe people wouldn't like it because it's, not as hard as this one, but, I don't know. Americans have a different sensibility and taste. And maybe the American version, I assume it's American, maybe it's British, I don't know. But maybe the American version will have an American ending. I don't know. But my goodness, this was bleak. I couldn't believe it happened. And then I was like, well, maybe I can. Because it's not an American movie. You keep that in mind and you're like, well, I guess. But anyway, I'm curious what you think of the movie. Did you see the American version? If so, let me know how that one ends. Does it have an American ending? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow on Halloween for more Pure Hangout.